Hi friends, how are you? And you know that the decision for caste enumeration has been announced by the central government, or you can say specifically the Cabinet Committee on Political Affairs, and certainly it is going to be held in the year 2026, or most probably by end of the 2026 the result of national census along with caste enumeration will be announced, and many people are asking the question that it is being done by the central government because of the pressure of opposition, or the central government is interested, is concerned, is thinking about the social welfare of the people, and especially those people who are living at the periphery of our society, who is not ruling class but they are deprived, underprivileged, and backwards, and underdogs. So the real question the people are asking, the real question is that why Modi government, which is opposing by tooth and nail that this will be divisive. Even the many a spokesperson of the central government were arguing that the caste census will be divisive. Even the parent organization of Bharatiya Janata Party was opposing, right, that caste census will be divisive for this country. It will divide the people along the caste line, and they are believing that the ideology of Hindutva is unifying force for this country, despite the truth that the caste is reality of this India or Indian society. I'm saying because there is majority of Hindus in this country, and and Hindu religion, the essence of Hindu religion is the casteism, caste hierarchy, caste exploitation, and that is why there is need for social justice. So, guys, I will try to understand that whether Bharatiya Janata Party, now they are claiming, and of course opposition is also claiming. So what is the truth behind their claim that they have intentions, they have contribution, they had contributed in the caste census. They have persuaded their governments, they have persuaded the governments at the time when this decision was not taken, to take the decision to enumerate caste in the caste census. Whether it is true, whether RSS was in favor of caste census, whether BJP was in favor of caste census, whether the previous government led by NDA and the BJP leaders or RSS leaders were in favor of caste census, or whatever they are claiming now after the announcement of caste census in national census is false. So, what is the history of them? What is history of them? So we need to understand they are today claiming that the Modi government had decided to enumerate caste in national census. Of course this is the right decision, and we must appreciate that they have taken decision, and on that point they are cornering opposition. And certainly congress is also need to be blamed that they have ruled this country for many years, or we can say longest years in Indian history, but they have not done this exercise. This was the national interest. This need to be understand. This was the national interest, but the Congress government, by hook and crook, have sidelined this issue. They have put this issue in cold storage. In 2011, when socio-economic caste census was separately done by the central government due to pressure of coalition partners, it was never released due to ground made by the central government that there are overlap, there are many mistakes, there are technical. actually they were never intended to release that data due to several reasons, because the forces in the Congress were not dominated by social justice ideology and that kind of things. They were dominated by upper class narrative, that this will divide the society. If the majority of the people will know about their numbers, they will ask for more reservation, they will ask for more representation, they will ask for more resources. But I will deal with this question in the separate video. But in this video, I will try to analyze the role of Bharatiya Janata Party as they are claiming now. So whether there is truth in their claim, or they are just trying to hide their role in the in this regard. So what they have done. So please try to understand, since inception of Rashtriya Swayamsevak Sangh, you know the organization, you know the structure of this organization, you know that they are talking about Hindutva. And what they are talking, they said that, they argued that Hinduism is a unified religion. And in that unified religion, caste is its basis, its essence. Without caste, Hinduism cannot sustain. And they took organicist view of Hindu society. And what is the organicist view? The organicist view of the Hinduism is that there is social structure, there is creation of different caste groups or Varna groups by the god. For example, Brahmins has been created by mouth of God. Kshatriya has been created by you can say arms of the god. Vaisya has been created by thighs of the god, and Sudra has been created by feet of the god. And there are another category also, that is untouchables, and they want to maintain that hierarchy. So I am regularly telling you that this is not the religion, this is the power structure. And this power structure is being maintained by the RSS ideology. They are advocating that this structure should be maintained. It means that injustice, inequality and exploitation must be maintained in order to sustain this Hindutva or Hindu religion. They are against the abolition of the caste, annihilation of the caste as argued by Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. And they are regularly, through their spokespersons, their Sarsang Chalak and other persons involved in RSS and that kind of organization, are opposing this kind of enumeration since its inception. And all of a sudden, they have changed their tones. You know, the Jansangh, the previous version of Bharatiya Janata Party, that party was regulated and guided by upper caste and class interest. They were not in favor of social justice. They want to make India as a Hindu Rashtra. And in Hindu Rashtra, the question of social justice, question of representation, question of exploitation, question of injustice, question of inequality cannot be asked. You need to maintain the hierarchy of the society where some classes and caste will exploit the resources of the society. They will maintain their privileges. They will maintain their hegemony because they are born by the god through their organs. They want to maintain that. And Jansangh was also representative of that kind of ideology. It was the political organ of Rashtriya Swayamsevak Sangh. And now the BJP. Who can forget? Who can forget? Certainly, we need to note that certainly The Bharatiya Jansangh before Bharatiya Janata Party was part of anti-Congress government, or you can say Janata Party government at the center. They were there, and there was a question of double membership. The Jansangh's members were member of RSS as well as Jansangh, and this was opposed by other coalition partners at that time. This was very serious. And you know that the Morarji Desai government was the government which appointed the Mandal Commission. And when Mandal Commission was appointed, and when it gave report to the Indira Gandhi government, and when that commission, the recommendation of that commission was being implemented by the BP Singh government, what BJP did? You can't hide these. You cannot hide these points. That how you indirectly or directly has opposed the reservation to the other backward classes during your tenure. Who can forget that when implementation of Mandal Commission's report was announced, how BJP and its other leaders had supported those people who were against the Mandal Commission's report. They have incited the violence against this reservation. Many people were killed. Who can forget that when this report was implemented, another type of movement was started by then the leader of Bharatiya Janata Party, L.K. Advani, the commandal politics. Everyone knows that the BP Singh government was fallen because of withdrawal of the support of Bharatiya Janata Party. Why that support was withdrawn? Of course, they will hide it. They will not accept that it was the cause, because it was the time when Mandal wave was also emerging. The OBC forces were uniting. They are being mobilized at the state level. There were many leaders who were emerging. The number of legislators from the OBCs and SC/ST background were increasing. Their political consciousness were increasing. There were a lot of leaders who were active to mobilize OBCs and SC/ST for their reservation and all. This is a long fight. And to suppress this emergence, to divide this emergence, to divide this consciousness of OBCs and SC/STs, the BJP launched commandal politics. Commandal politics. They pick up the Babri Masjid issue in order to consolidate the votes and consciousness of Hindus. They were thinking that once the social justice plank of regional party and social justice ideology will win, the Hindutva will weaken, will be weakened. They were understanding that the alternative to Hindutva politics is the social justice ideology. And no other ideology can give the challenge to the Hindutva politics. We know the politics of Ram Manohar Lohia ji. You know the politics of Babu Jagdev Prasad. We know the politics of Karpuri Thakur. We know the politics of Ram Swarup Burma. We know the politics of Lalu Prasad Yadav, Mulayam Singh Yadav, Periyar, M. Karunanidhi. And you can also try to understand our forefathers who contributed a lot in shaping the ideology of social justice, which is an alternative to Hindutva politics. Whether it is RSS politics or it is BJP's politics. So they were opposing the reservation. They were opposing the caste census. The demand of caste census is not new. Try to understand. The first caste census was done in 1931 and it was published. And you know, we are getting, the OBCs are getting reservation based on that data only. And certainly, the census for SC and ST are regularly done, but not about OBCs. Can you imagine the injustice caused to OBCs? You have no authentic data, and you are providing 27% reservation. On what basis? We need to understand. The Indian government has not increased allocation of seats to states. It is also injustice. So the point is that the parties are trying to get the credit of this announcement, but we must know their history. So this politics of Kamandal was against the politics of Mandal. The politics of Mandal was for the social justice and representation. The politics of Mandal was to counter the narrative of Hindutva, the Kamandal politics, which tried to dilute the issue of reservation and caste census, caste enumeration. They don't want to they don't want to make aware the OBCs people and SC/ST about their numbers. Once they will know their numbers, there is strength in democracy because one vote matters. And if a particular caste group has more numbers, they will assert, they will become conscious about their rights, their strength. And once they will become conscious, so how can you dilute this? How can you break this unity? So you need to raise Hindutva issue. You need to encourage people to think along communal lines. So communal politics launched by Bharatiya Janata Party was against the politics of social justice, was against the politics of representation, was against the politics of or demand of caste enumeration in the census. And we know that how much the Hindutva forces, the ideologues of Hindutva, the organization who are trying to do politics on the basis of communal lines and Hindu Muslims are against the reservation. They are regularly demanding the government of India that reservation based on socio-economic, socio-educational backwardness should be scrapped. Why certain group of people, certain group of caste are demanding or opposing the caste census and reservation or representation? Because they want to maintain their hegemony over their power. They want to exercise power despite the fact that they are in minority in India. They want to oppose the demand of reservation and representation based on the proportion of the population of particular caste group. They are against the social justice. They are trying to argue that there will be crisis in Indian political system. They are arguing that merit will go. They are arguing that society will be divided. These arguments are false. These arguments are false. If you are thinking, you are accepting that this caste is a disease in Indian system, so if you are thinking, if you are accepting, you need to accept this symptom. Unless and until you are recognizing, unless and until you are knowing the exact disease, you are not going to abolish it. And who can say that the RSS, BJP, and its allied organizations have opposed the caste system? Can you give any act or action by them when they have opposed the caste system on the road? They have sit on the dharna and in demonstration that this caste system should be abolished, when they have demanded the abolition of the caste system. Rather, they are using the caste system. The organization, you are knowing, the RSS is controlled by a particular caste group in India. And they are thinking that they are true nationalists. They are concerned about nation. No, they are concerned about their self-interest. In name of Hindu and Hindutva, they are exercising the power over Indian society. They are promoting monopoly over the power, monopoly over the resources. There are a lot of reports in India. These reports are available on websites. You can get that, and you can know that who are holding the control or monopoly over the wealth in India. A particular caste groups, and majority of people are deprived. They are demanding that reservation should be based on the economy, or it should be based on economic wealth of the society. The wealth is not a stable things. You can have wealth or you cannot have wealth. It cannot become a basis. Reservation is not a poverty alleviation program. You must understand that. So the history of Bharatiya Janata Party is what? The history of Bharatiya Janata Party is that their leaders have opposed the reservation system, caste enumeration, social justice, demand of representation in name of merit and efficiency, which is nothing more than the privilege and a false logic to ascribe the reservation and the demand of social justice. You need to understand that. So today, after the announcement, because of lot of pressure by the public is in favor. The majority of Indian people are in favor of caste enumeration, caste census. Even opposition party, the main opposition party at the center, is also demanding right now the caste enumeration regularly by its leader Rahul Gandhi, and it is good sign. It is good thing. He should, because they have committed mistake also in the history, and that mistake can only be corrected if they are persistently demanding this, and then they should increase and break the limitation on reservation. They must ensure the proportional representation of every caste in the resources of the state. Our Prime Minister Modi ji, when this demand was made by the opposition leaders, he was saying that there is no caste. There is only caste, that is youth, women, labor, and poor. And now they are accepting. They are accepting that there is a caste system. Now those people who were opposing previously, now they are defending the decision of the government. This is the power of, this is the consciousness of those people who are in majority of who are majority in India. So we need to understand those though. We need to understand. And if they are changing their minds, if some consciousness has emerged in their minds, they are trying to understand the issue of social justice, it is a good sign. We must appreciate that. देर आए दुरुस्त आए. So the point is that the BJP and its leader cannot hide their real intention in past. So unless and until caste census is done, unless and until the whole data is being released, unless and until after the enumeration reservation has been extended, the limit should be broken. So unless and until that is done, the agenda of social justice cannot be fulfilled. So it is the beginning of It is the beginning of the social justice movement in a real sense. So once that limitation put on the reservation, which is 27% for OBCs and around 22% for SCs and STs, so unless and until that limitation is breached, the fight for justice need to be continued. It must be fought. We need to mobilize people that the next step after this enumeration is to fight for increasing or breaching the limit of reservation set by the Supreme Court of India. We need to demand for resources, representation at every level of the governance. In every resources, we need to fight for that. So this is the beginning, and BJP leaders and ideologues cannot deny that they have opposed since their birth of their organizations, and now they are understanding that OBCs people, majority of Hindus who are backwards, Dalits and Adivasis, will not tolerate the injustice caused by the ruling class since independence. It is surprising. Since independence, the caste of OBCs, caste identity of OBCs, number of their strains has not been enumerated. The ruling class has always cheated them. They have caused injustice to them. And now it is time to assert. Now it is time to demand justice. It is time to demand proportional representation at every level of society and at every level of the governance. It is time to fight. It is time to demand. It is time to mobilize to for creation of a better society, for creation of the ideals enshrined in the Indian constitutions. So the wrongs of the Bharatiya Janata Party and Rashtriya Swayamsevak Sangh cannot be ignored, cannot be hidden from the eyes of the public. So we need to understand the historical facts, and the history tell us that they have opposed strongly the reservation, the caste enumeration, social justice, and all. By participating in the government doesn't mean that you are supporting. You have not protested. You have not demonstrated in favor of reservation. You have not demonstrated in favor of abolition of the caste. You have not demonstrated to remove the untouchability. You have not demonstrated against the caste system. You have not demonstrated for the right of equality for those who are being deprived. You have never did that. And even after that, you are claiming that you are in favor of social justice. You are trying to blind us from your wrongdoings, and we are not going to believe. We are not going to believe. And of course, Modi government has announced for caste enumeration, and that need to be appreciated. But we also need to understand why it has been announced. What was the pressure? And of course, there was pressure. OBC, other backward classes are demanding regularly. Now they are becoming more conscious. Now they are demanding for it, asserting for it, and in coming times, the need is to assert more and more to get your right of equality, right of representation, right of social justice. These are the constitutional rights, and for taking this, for enjoying this, you need to assert, you need to fight for it, you need to demonstrate your majority. You are in majority in this country, and you need to be you need unity, you need mobilization. And without that, you are not going to win. You are not going to win. So with this, guys, I will stop here, and I'm very thankful for your support and your motivation. And I will humbly request you to like my channel, subscribe my channel, share this video to other persons also who are interested in educating us, or educating others. And in this way, I will conclude today. So, Jai Hind, Jai Bharat, Jai Samvidhan. Thank you.